Here's the problem. Can I tell you one thing that might be an issue? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be an issue. Your mic ain't connected. It's mine. I shouldn't have said anything and it would have been all mine. All mine.
That is funny.
You're
Send
back.
me, forget me not.
How's that in your ears?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, she's happy. Look at this.
I got to jam a little bit. I mean, you know, as much as I love social media live and all those great things, I love it. We love to talk to you this way, but I miss my music.
So play your music.
But you know how things
Like
go.
an hour of music before we start, and then the rest of the day is music, and I miss my music
Right,
for
right,
2
right,
hours.
right, right.
Can you just play your music then? I'll wait.
I'm like,
Don't worry.
that's so funny.
I've heard music.
Right,
It's
right,
great.
right. It's
still
good.
the same.
I'll wait. We're good. You're too funny.
You're not missing anything. Music is still there. It's
Yeah,
still good.
You're right. And it comes on, like you said, it comes on right
Right
when
as
we
soon as
go
we're
off.
done. Right,
So
exactly.
I play all my jams like right after that.
Jam.
Yes.
So it is a beautiful day in San Antonio. Sorry, as we
It
continue
is.
to get ready over here. It is a current balmy. It's not balmy. It's hot outside. It is 77 degrees out
It's
there.
a bomb. 77.
Exactly. Today the high will be 83 under thunderstorms. It's gonna rain today. It
All
will
right.
rain.
I'm okay with it.
It will
To a hell.
rain. Just adding H's to the middle of stuff that don't need it.
Got
And then tonight is going to be a nice balmy 65 degrees overnight.
balmy
it's going
at
to get
night?
nice
I
and
guess
nice
so.
and nice and cool in
Nice.
the evening. And then tomorrow the high will be 81 degrees. Let me see if I can show you that. The high will be 80. Nope, that's not it. Hi,
That's
everybody.
you,
How are
baby. How you doing?
Good to see you, but that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you that. Tomorrow's high will be 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies with a low of 67 tomorrow night. But look at the idea that for the next few weeks, it's going to be on and off rain, sun, rain, sun, rain, sun, which is
Gotcha.
good because that's what plants need to grow.
Rain, sun, rain, sun, rain, sun.
Yes.
I mean, I like it. I like it. I like it. Good morning to everybody. Miss Stephanie, Shanita, Glow, Mia. Those are the names that I saw like immediately. So
Word.
good morning to all of you
Ninette
guys.
is on. Good morning.
Hello, gorgeous. I miss you.
She
Booty
is on.
grabs
Who
from
else?
afar. This
Who
is
else
me
is on?
reaching around you. This is me going down.
Hey.
And
Get off my girl.
look, back up to the
Yes,
back.
keep your hands respectable. Respectable to my girl. And what are we celebrating today? Another myriad of things. She just caught a glimpse of something that she finally would put in her face.
Yeah, and someone could bring right now.
No.
No,
nobody-
no,
nobody
no,
gonna
no.
do that.
We can't really eat
It's
pancakes
it's
right
Oh, wow. You
Oh,
just
sorry, I
let it
ruined it.
go.
I ruined
Like
it.
everything else.
Spoiler alert.
You should have a shirt on all the time
That
that
just
says
says spoiler.
alert.
Gonna get you.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
If Nika's around, spoiler alert.
Mm.
Because she going to tell you something that you didn't know. Okay. As she was saying, today, September 26th, is National Pancake Day.
Now look, I
Yum.
like a good pancake.
You do?
Yeah.
That's your thing?
Do not like stuff on top of it though.
Okay.
I mean,
syrup.
syrup and butter.
Syrup.
Syrup and butter. And the
Syrup
syrup,
and butter.
got to be just a little bit. I don't like it drowning.
You don't
right?
like it drowning.
Lots of butter, a little bit of syrup.
Drowning
make it,
in butter,
Make it wet.
little bit of syrup.
Right. Now, when they start doing those berries and stuff on top of things, I can't do it. That's just too much.
I love it 'cause you said
Drowning
little
in
bit of
butter,
drowning
a
in-
little bit of
little bit of syrup, make it wet. I was like,
pretty much.
that's another thing.
Pretty.
Dirty, dirty girl. All right.
saying.
It is National Pancake Day. Is it? Really? Yes. So you can go ahead and get some pancakes. You don't always. There's a lot of places down here that sell that you can go to for breakfast like all day long. Right? It's not just like IHOP. There's
Yes.
plenty of
There's
like
a lot
diners
of,
and
there's
spots
a lot
here
of places
in San
yeah.
Antonio.
All day
which
long you
is
can
great.
get pancakes.
That's
yeah.
absolutely
I mean,
wonderful.
IHOP is open all day long.
Right,
So-
but there are other places. Like I've seen other places, and I'm like,
Denny's
oh, here you
and-
can. Like I've seen a lot of diners here, which is cool. So diners will have breakfast all day long.
Usually, sometimes.
There's a place not too far from my house that I saw just off the highway. I've always told I gotta go in there one day because the dude on the front, big cowboy hat, Jim's. It's just got a big cowboy hat on the thing. Jim's. Is it? No, but I was wondering if there was more to it, or was it just Jim's, or was it Jim's Diner House?
It's just Jim's, and it's literally like, you know, that's where the 65 plus congregate and hang out. My dad
65 plus. Hell yeah, I'm going in there.
They just know how to eat breakfast
for $2.
Right. Before 4.
Before 4 o'clock.
6 o'clock, it's like dinner rush.
I'm in there. We've got to go to there.
It's 5:05. It's a dinner rush.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, those are my people then, because 5:06.
Right.
I told that.
So that is your place.
I saw my mom. Told my mom yesterday. I was like, Mom. Okay, I was talking to her about something. I look at my watch and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 5 o'clock. I gotta go to bed.
So bad.
It's almost bedtime.
Oh my goodness.
She looked at me like,
look,
you are crazy.
Look, good morning, Robert, and good morning, Robert and Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Good morning, Robert. Robert actually is interesting. Robert and I went to school together when we were kids.
Okay,
and
cool.
So now he's asking me questions about, do you remember
If you remember bringing
school?
your radio on the field trip, blaring, walk this way, talk this way, won't you do walk this way? Yeah, you were doing that.
I was doing, come
with
on.
your radio.
All right, so yeah, all day long. Hip hop don't stop.
Yes.
Yeah, no question. When I was a kid, it was
I
was
see
definitely
that, man.
the
hip-hopper
music kid,
guy,
the hip hop kid.
I always had the headphones and something on.
No headphones.
Oh,
you want to hear this? You don't? You should go over there because I'm about to play this right now. I was the music guy, right? All the time. I was the kid that always had a CD, always had a tape in his pocket, always had like music on him.
Got you.
Like a mixtape or whatever, right?
DJ,
always.
man, because you know you started off with the artistic lyricist / DJ
all day.
And one of our DJs, well known Donnie D here in San Antonio, that's how everybody remembers him, as the dude with the music all the time, always listening to music, playing something new for people. Right. Y'all ain't heard this, you know, that thing. I'm like,
it was a time. I remember there was a time in my life where people would look at me weird, right? And the reasoning behind it was because I was always bobbing.
Because you had a song in your head,
whether
it was outside.
I was always bobbing my head, just sitting there. I'd be in church listening to the sermon.
There's no music playing, sir.
Exactly.
There's music in my heart.
There's music in my heart.
Jesus,
you got a problem with that?
Speaking on rhythm.
Zay,
son,
Zay,
I love you.
Zay,
Right?
Zay, stop.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Bobbing your hair. Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh, that's
anyway,
funny. What is this?
So
what are we celebrating?
We got other
today?
stuff too, though. We got today is also National Johnny Appleseed Day.
Nice.
So in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in Johnny Appleseed Park, there is a grave marking the spot where the legendary sower of apple seeds rests. He was born John Chapman on September 26, 1774 in Leominster, Massachusetts, to Nathaniel and Elizabeth Simmons Chapman. Not much is known about his early life other than his mother died when he was 2. His father packed up Johnny and his sister. An infant brother had died in the previous year and moved to Springfield, Massachusetts, and his father served as a Minuteman and fought at Bunker Hill. So it's a very, very long story. But basically, Johnny Appleseed Day is celebrated on either March 11th or September 26th. The September date is Appleseed's acknowledged birth date, and the March date is sometimes preferred, actually, due to the planting season, so that people can actually plant apples. Let me see.
Grand?
So basically, it seems to me as though he brought apples to the frontier. During the move west. He was that guy. So now we can have delicious apples whenever we want.
Delicious apples.
Today is also National Dumpling Day.
Not a dumpling fan.
Whatever.
But if they're fried, I kind of like it, but I don't like, since we're using the term, wet dumplings.
Who's using the term wet dumplings?
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't use wet too many times. But I don't like them when they're all
mushy.
Okay. Fried ones, yummy.
All right.
Cheesecake Factory.
Pan fried.
Yes.
A little crispy on the edges.
Yes, I could do that. I could do
National Dumpling Day, so you can enjoy some dumplings with your friends and family. Take photos, post them on social media using hashtag National Dumpling Day. That would be cool.
Yay.
It is also National Women's Health and Fitness Day.
This is a good thing.
This
Ladies,
is a great
we
thing.
we need to be healthy and fit,
Yes.
and you need to run or walk or eat right and do great things because we're fabulous and we need to live a long, long time. So be fit.
Indeed.
Yes.
There you go. She gave you all the info you need. Today is also National Situational Awareness Day.
Oh, be aware that you're in a situation.
Just be aware of your surroundings. This day highlights the importance of using situational awareness skills in everyday life to stay out of harm's way. So that's what you want to do, is you want to stay out of harm's way.
Oh, man, I did not grab the Observer today because today is also the day that the Observer comes out.
Okay, can I finish and then we can talk about
Oh,
the...
dang, I thought you was done.
I told you there were 3,700 things.
I didn't know there was 22
and it
things.
is already 8:50.
Okay, go, because we got to talk about Cosby.
Okay. Today is also National Compliance Officer Day.
I'm sorry. That was just funny to me. I ain't celebrating that.
You need to celebrate that.
I ain't celebrating
Compliance officers require the ability to understand complex issues and promote ethical behavior in continually changing environments, often involving a high amount of risk, stress, and fast-paced schedules. They're responsible for protecting and watching over thousands of employees. They may not have superpowers, but they're all superheroes. These are people that take care of the people, right? Okay.
Look at me. Is it? I don't know.
If you want to observe this, you could do Compliance Officer Day hashtag on social media. And you know what? If you guys know a compliance officer in your organization, show them some love. Take them to lunch. Bring them a slice
You
of
should
pizza.
probably do that. But I'm going to see how many people hashtag
Something.
compliance officer today.
Maybe not a lot. Maybe not a lot. I know. Well, you know what? If there are compliance officers out there, celebrate yourself.
There you go.
You can do it.
Boom.
And it is also National Shamu the Whale Day.
Aww.
Yay!
I remember when Shamu was there.
Look at that smile.
Hilarious. I remember when Shamu first
I
came
think
down
it's
to San
adorable.
Antonio.
When Shamu
And
came
I
to
was
San
like,
Antonio?
I want to go see Shamu. I want to go to SeaWorld. And, you sit up in the front, and then they splash you, and you get all wet. You're like, ah.
Yay.
And then 30 minutes later, you're like, that's salt water.
Wow. Because Shamu lives in the ocean.
Right. And you're like, so then you
So's
walk
the
around
beach,
for the
Nika.
rest of the day
Salty.
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 I am salty
Oh,
right
salty.
now.
Somebody wet me. And literally, it was salt water.
Really, yeah.
So that, you know what? That's interesting to me because I wonder how they bring Shamu from wherever. How does Shamu go on tour, right? Or is it not the Shamu that you see on TV?
Yeah, I
wouldn't know the
think that
difference.
there's different Shamus. I'm gonna.
I wouldn't know. I'd be like,
There's
man, we
one
are
in
not
every-
shipping Shamu.
No, this one's gonna be
FedEx said
Shamu.
no.
He gonna be
FedEx
Shamu today.
Right. Hey, how many Shamus y'all got back there? Nah,
Right.
that one has too much. No,
Right.
purple. There's no purple in Shamu.
Right,
Next.
right. He's not Shamu,
And then
but
this will be Shamu. I'm thinking, you know who would know about that? Anybody at SeaWorld. Please let us know if you guys are watching.
shout out to our boy. He used to work at SeaWorld. He might know about
Chuck,
Shamu.
Chuck Caro, yes. Find out
If Shamu goes on tour.
if Shamu is actually on tour.
Or
Is
if
there a
there's-
tour bus filled
Or
with
if
water?
there's Shamus just everywhere.
Can you drive down the highway?
No, sir. You
80
already know
miles
these
an hour
questions.
with a water-filled thing behind you.
And Shamu?
And what if is the back of the Shamu gonna be like, hey, ain't no room back here for
Who's
me to
driving?
be doing that.
What's going
on? Or another way, I got a lot of them.
You
Listen,
are not about to
listen.
go down the Shamu.
Another way is to actually take them to the ocean, right? And then have a big, massive like boat or ship, right? And that boat or ship
You gonna drag Shamu in the ocean?
We'll have a pen in the back where Shamu can be, so that you can guide Shamu
so he can go
down the coast.
He can go hang out at home for just a little bit.
However,
And we getting you out though. Like that's not cool.
but when you get him to Corpus Christi, how you bring him over here?
Right. You
Back to the truck.
Stop thinking. Stop thinking about this.
And then the driver getting wet because the fish tank in the back is just splashing him. Now he's salty.
I'm gonna let him go on with this.
And do you put the sea guy, the scuba diver in there, boop, bloop, boop, bloop, so that Shamu feels like he's in, and then you put like a leaf and a twig so he feels like he's in a natural environment?
Look at me. No.
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Is this all we're celebrating today?
We've had my fun. Let me see.
Now
we can also
we are done
celebrate
with those things. No.
the second anniversary of the One Awards being shouted out.
It's fifth year of the One Awards.
Gotta put the pinky up.
5th year of the One Awards. We've honored 96 people.
96 people. Oh, in general.
In 5 years.
I thought you meant this year. I was like, and you said you were not going to go the BET route.
That is the longest ride.
You said you would not do best Jordans on a Thursday
category. Right. No. Over the years.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
You know, we gotta start off with Cosby. Like, this is what I want to talk about.
Right, I understand.
We gotta start off with Cosby.
In case you guys haven't heard.
And
whoa. In
so
case you guys haven't heard, it's okay. In case you guys haven't heard, Bill Cosby. What? That's not Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby got sentenced yesterday.
Right.
And his sentence, there's a tape. Oh, okay, so this is what hurt the people's feelings, right? Lots of different.
Seeing your boy.
Play it.
Play it? Oh, well, hold on a second.
Does it show him?
We got to see first if it's going to.
I know, right?
You know how this goes. Beach balling. Beach bingo. Beach blanket bingo. Beach balling. Mac Pro. Sorry.
I was just going with it.
Whoa, that is loud. I'm not gonna do all that. But yeah, so Bill Cosby was sentenced to he was given 3 to 10, which basically means that he has to serve a minimum of 3 years in prison before he can be up for parole.
Right. So and again, this was what it was expected, but people don't realize that, you know, if he was sentenced to something, they were going right then, putting the handcuffs on him, and he was going straight to jail. Right. So this is basically the scene that was all over television, and had people feeling some kind of way about.
Oh my gosh, imagine.
You know, I'm trying to tell you, I totally feel some type of way about it for 2 reasons. One, it's like seeing a childhood hero, of course, you know, get arrested and that kind of thing. Then on the other side, I don't like seeing, yes, I'm going to take it there, the black man, you know, handcuffed and arrested. And again, it's because it's on every news station and you know, I'm walking into the Tha1Radio, you know, and here's Bill Cosby getting handcuffed again for the 20,000th time. It's not like they showed it once. They showed it 20,000 times.
Because it's the news.
It's the biggest story
in the world. It has to be one of the biggest stories. Well, it's certainly the biggest story in our world. Right now in America.
But they definitely pick and choose what they want to put that visual to, because there's been bigger stories in the world that they're not showing it over and over and over again in the
on 24-hour news cycles. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. These guys. I have seen 24-hour news. I mean, there's sensitivities to certain things. Right. But I have seen 24-hour news play a single 4-second clip
so many times.
Like they just put it on repeat while they talk for 10 minutes.
Right. That's
and just
exactly
have it.
Right.
And it's 4 seconds. It's just person walking from the door to the car. And then back from the door to the car. And the door to the car. And that's all the footage they got of something that's about to happen. And then they will play that on loop as if it was as if it was an hour's worth of stuff. Right. And they just keep playing that one thing. So, I mean, you know, this is the shock. This is what people want to see. New people tuning in. If they missed it, they don't want to. They're going to switch until they see
it, and that's what they do.
So they're just going to play it and play it and play it.
So as many people were talking about on social media, they were like, hey, if he did it, he did it. He should be punished, right? So I don't think people have a problem with the punishing. I think it's just the visual. Again, we don't want to see it. We see our hero. We see this black man. We see all these things, right? And the one thing that I've seen consistently is they need to treat everybody the same way. right? Especially with these same charges and this. And I'm like, y'all know that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, this what happened to Cosby ain't gonna happen across the board to every person that's been Me Too'd. That Weinstein, not Weinstein. Who's the guy that's gotten a lot?
Weinstein.
Was it Weinstein? Harvey?
Weinstein.
Right?
He was in jail too, and they showed his pictures in jail too. See, that's the thing we got to be careful of, people. And this is what I'm kind of concerned with sometimes, right? And that's that we see it happening to people like us all the time. We can't be extra sensitive to that and think that the rest of the world, that's not happening to them. It is. Harvey Weinstein went to jail. There was a lot of people that were there with cameras and whatnot, and there it is, right? So the other danger is to feel like Bill Cosby, as much as it hurts my heart, Bill Cosby's not the victim here, and he's not being victimized, right? There are a myriad, 66 different women or something like that, who have been victimized, whose lives have been changed, torn apart, and broken because of something that this guy did. Now, again, it breaks my heart to say it. I mean, this man helped raise me too. You know what I mean? His television shows and his morals and all those things came through NBC and washed over me the same way it washed over all of us, right? So it pains me to say it. But in this situation, in this scenario, yes, could the judge have gone easier on him? It was up to the judge what he was going to do. Right. But in the end, he gave him 3 to 10. He could have given him 30.
Yeah, he definitely
could have given him 30. And this was all on just the one, on the one case, right? From the, I think this was where he was found guilty for the one case against the basketball. I don't think she was the coach, but the basketball, the Temple basketball person that worked for Temple basketball. So when Bill Cosby was, he's the face of Temple University, you know what I mean? Because he graduated from there. He was like, a massive patron and had a lot of huge impact and sway at the university level and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, the point of the matter is, this is what he got for this one. He could have got 30. He got 3 to 10, which if he goes 10, that might even still be a life sentence for this guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he's 81.
3 years might be a life sentence for this guy.
Because he's 81.
Yeah.
But let's keep it in perspective. He is not the victim. The women
and
were
there
the
was
victims.
there was actually an article that went up that said Bill Cosby doesn't deserve your sadness. So that was someone who was actually talking about that. Like, this guy is not the victim, just from what you said. Another common thing was, no matter the guilt, to watch a black man shackled and walk through the rain to jail is sad. Women deserve to have their assaulters convicted and treated in this manner. Hashtag Me Too. Harvey Weinstein and the rest better get the same treatment. So again, that's another one of those things.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody has a problem with it. And it's like that all the way across the board. We just want to see the same treatment all the way across the board. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, whether it's a gun shooting or whether it's a shooting, whether it's this, whether it's whatever. Everybody just needs to be treated the same when accused and when convicted and when whatever. Absolutely. So then, during the Me Too stance, and when a lot of people were coming out, you saw the different stories, and for a while it was a lot of white men that were coming out, political white men and everything else. I mean, it was a while before the next black person came out. There was a lot of white Americans that were in the that were during the Harvey Weinstein, when in that couple of months, it was like a governor, a senator, this, or that. It just seemed like so many people, and it wasn't any black folks or Hispanic folks or anything else. So I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. Then,
because Me Too is about power.
Right.
How many of us actually have power? Right. Me Too is about power.
And when you're talking about things that happened 30 years ago, so how many of us had power 30 years ago to be in that statement,
with some of them was 30 years ago, and some of them was 30 seconds ago.
Right.
I mean, with some of these guys, right? So I can't off the top, please remind me, I can't off the top think of any other black or Hispanic men that have been
the only other ones that they accused of, but it didn't last very long. So you had D.L. Hughley, you had the black man Morgan Freeman. That was gonna say that. Man. I was gonna say, look, the black guy that plays in all the movies. That was gonna, Morgan Freeman's been in all 2,822 movies.
He has. He has.
Let's not start that. So yeah, I was gonna say that, but Morgan Freeman, There's somebody else, but those were very
Anthony Anderson.
Yes, Anthony Anderson.
Was a quick one too, yeah.
So those were like days. You know what I'm saying? Someone said something, it went to whatever, and
it
then
went to investigation, and then it pan out.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but that's what I noticed. I was like, and exactly what you said, because we're talking about a power move, and most of the minorities weren't in power, maybe be it 30, 40, 50 years ago, or right now. So you see a different face in this movement, shall I say.
I just saw, I mean, I know that we have delays. You see stuff I don't see, but I'm seeing that Nicole says, I want to see it until I'm satisfied, and I am not satisfied
You want to
yet.
see what?
Wow.
You want to see what?
The walk. She wants to see him jailed until she's satisfied. Remember how we were talking about they keep playing it over and over?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, people have there's a range of emotion.
No, absolutely.
There's a range of emotion just in me.
Right. No, that's why I said I got three feelings. Like I'm sad because it's Bill Cosby. I'm pissed because of whatever. It's Bill Cosby.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm like the rest of them. Everybody needs to be punished, but please make it all punished like accordingly, right? And I don't want to have to, just like this thing said, I'm not trying to make him the victim, and even having that conversation. Well, is everybody else getting jailed? Well, Cosby ain't the only one. Is like making excuses, but that's not what one wants to do.
Right.
I don't think that's the purpose. I'm not trying to make excuses for it. I want that. I just want everybody to be treated freaking fairly.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But those right there, like three different emotions in my own self.
Right. I mean, even when you look at somebody like Kevin Spacey, lost his career, and I guess they're trying to figure out whether or not he can have criminal charges brought against him, right? Because the accuser was still years ago. It was something like 20 or 25, 30, I don't know, years ago. So I guess they're still trying to figure out whether they can bring charges against him for that. And if they did, and then he went to prison, then that would be very similar, except for it was the one versus the many. Right. So Bill Cosby's been doing it since it almost feels like he's been doing it never having to.
Right.
That's the other, thing. Like, wait a minute, you're Bill effing Cosby.
Yeah. Oh,
why
Russell
would
Simmons.
you?
Someone said
Russell
Simmons too.
Yep. Why would you need to do that?
Right. That's everybody's.
Russell Simmons,
thing.
if that's if it pans out that he did something, why would you need?
Why would you need to
do that?
Because everybody was throwing stuff at you. We would think. We would think.
I mean, this guy Russell Simmons has dated seemingly nothing but supermodels.
Right, and he ain't even cute.
Why would you? Yeah, but it's one. I mean, whether you think he's handsome or not, it's one of those kind of like he's powerful in the room.
Oh no, absolutely.
Not powerful in business. Saying like he's just a powerful like you. He's very magnetic.
Absolutely.
And, you talk to him.
Absolutely.
And
you a mover and a shaker. Mover and shakers can get it.
If that's
you know what I'm
into,
saying?
yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean,
now his publicist Andrew Wyatt actually made a statement after he was arrested. That also has people feeling some kind of way. Want to hear it?
Yes.
Right.
This was his publicist.
This was his publicist. The guy, I believe, his publicist was also like the only one that was there with him
because his wife wasn't there.
Nobody was there.
Yeah.
No wife, no kids, no nothing. Like nobody come, and I think it was just him and
oh boy
and Mr. Wyatt
because they knew that he was going to get something. So it's like I'm going to have to get handcuffed and go into here. So I don't want you to see that, especially since it's going to be on the news 82 times.
Right.
At 5.
Right. So here is Mr. Wyatt. Hold on one second.
I believe and think it is important to point out that this has been the most racist and sexist trial in the history of the United States. Dr. Cosby has been one of the greatest civil rights leaders in the United States for over the last 50 years. He has also been one of the greatest educators of men and boys over the last 50 years. This was not pointed out to the jury or allowed in court because the racist and sexist mass media was attacking and denouncing Dr. Cosby whenever his lawyers even hinted there was racist and sexism present. All three of the psychologists who testified against Dr. Cosby were white women who make money off of accusing black men of being sexual predators. It is no accident that the prosecutor still worked so close with anti-black and anti-male activist groups who tried to extort $100 million from Dr. Cosby in 2014 and continues to produce racist and sexist publicity against him through the 35 clients. What is going on in Washington today with Judge Kavanaugh is part of that sex war that Judge O'Neill, along with his wife, are a part of. Regarding the psychologist Kristen Dudley, she is a practitioner of mindfulness. This is an Eastern-inspired practice that is controversial in the field of psychology. I have noticed that a number of accusers also produced it, and I believe that AC and Judge O'Neill conspired with this. As you learned today, and we will prove that the DA of Montgomery County used falsified evidence against Dr. Cosby. During both trials, Mr. Steele introduced what he claimed was an accurate recording of conversations between Gianna Constant and Mr. Cosby. After recently being investigated by my associate, Ebony Benson, and her team, they found out that the tapes had been tampered with. About the tape that Gianna Constant played in the courtroom that she recorded Mr. Cosby on. Mr. Cosby retained a forensic expert to conduct analysis of the recording. The forensic expert has now confirmed that the tape was manipulated in 2 places. The expert, in her own words, concluded without...
Yeah, so then it goes on and quite a bit, and anyway, so that's...
So why wasn't that done during the trial?
I'm sure it was.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm sure it was on some level, but this man wants to let's take it back. Right, because let's take it back because it is going to be... it has been appealed. Oh, it's going to be appealed, and it filed the appeal already, I believe, yesterday, and we'll see. And there's already stories coming out, and you all want to kind of take them with a grain, trying to figure out, you know, people are starting to also look for the humor in it because of how they feel about Bill Cosby at this point. So there was one article that came out either last night, no, I think it was this morning, where they spoke to one of the spokespeople of or somebody who's at the jail, at the prison, I should say, because he's in like state.
Right, like actual prison, yeah.
He's not in federal custody. Right. He's not in a country club prison. He's in like
actual jail.
Prison, right? And in talking to them, you know, they found out what his first meal was, and you know what will he get, and it's like, oh, all the prisoners tonight are getting mashed potatoes and some kind of chicken thing or what have you, and but they tried to find the humor in it, obviously. So the big part of the story was that part of the meal was pudding, right? So that he would also be getting vanilla pudding when he
gets to.
Like, why? You
know
what
I
mean?
It's mixed feelings.
You know, but of course, you know, that's the thing, right? So it's one of those. You're gonna find, Nika. You will find throughout social media. There are going to be people that are not going to be as connected to this as people of our generation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they don't care.
Right. They don't.
It's like, oh my gosh,
who's Bill Cosby?
This man did this and that.
Right.
Oh, he should. Oh, and they're going to give him pudding. Oh. Right? So, and then you have people of our generation that are going to have the mixed feelings. But the truth of the matter is that when it's all said and done, we stand with the women.
Got to.
Right?
We have to.
Well, not just have to.
No, you have to.
I mean,
Look
that is it.
No,
right?
You have to.
There is no other place to stand.
You ain't got no choice.
We stand with the women. We defend the women. We protect. We fight for. We stand with the women.
Yeah.
Every time, because victimization has to stop.
Yeah.
In all forms. And right now, the biggest voices to end victimization are the women's. So we stand with the women.
And this is so okay. So now I'm gonna just play the thing that frustrates me, because Tanya says, "Man, I have mixed feelings too."
Yeah.
You know, and I know that people do. It's possible. Stephanie said it's possible that a lot of evidence wasn't allowed to be presented, and it's all at the individual judge's discretion. Because she said when you go to trial, there are things that the judge may find inadmissible. So whatever, but
but even again, still, if you drugged and raped this woman, I don't care what evidence there is. You drugged and raped this woman. So
yeah, but there's got to be some kind of evidence to make sure.
No, but I'm saying so what evidence to defend him?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Admissible or not,
Yeah.
you drugged and raped this woman. You drugged and raped this woman.
Yeah.
I'm not
but
saying
there's
that.
got to be some kind of.
Oh, I fell on her drug. I drugged and then I fell down, and then there was a thing, and all the pills plopped up in the air when I fell, and then she was yawning,
And then it went there, and then they
boom,
popped in her mouth,
and then
I fell in,
and then I slipped, and I was naked because I just got out the shower.
But then it goes into, of course, the stories and the situations, and
no
so
disrespect
that's right, and that's my thing, I guess, because when I look at both sides, obviously, I think it's so important to teach women. Let me tell you what I heard a woman say. Can I just tell you what I heard a woman say? And I literally looked at this woman, and I have never spoken to this woman again.
Okay.
She was talking to one of my friends, and my friend was having, a moment with, just a man, you know what I'm saying, acting, how we have our moments and we have to vent and stuff.
Sure.
This lady was a white lady. She said out loud of her mouth, she said, well, I could take care of him. I'll just report that he raped me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Who are they going to believe, that black man or me?
Okay.
Like, literally after that, I was like,
I would never associate with you. Yeah, you got to back up.
you know what
yeah.
And that was last year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We also still have to keep it in perspective.
Absolutely.
I stand with the women.
Yeah.
But I don't stand with every woman who says a thing.
And I guess
stand with the women who have a case, women who are professing and protecting and trying to defend other women. I stand with that. I don't just, everybody, every gender, every race, every creed, every religion, every city, every state, every place on the planet has an asshole.
Right. Okay.
Excuse my language,
and more than one.
More than one.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
I don't
that's
stand
why
with
I said,
that.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, people gotta be like, you gotta go further than the surface and further than the freaking headline sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And go check out the author. Go beyond that. Like, do all of these things before, because there's some asshole people. Like, that statement to me was like the worst thing and a confirming thing to me. Yeah. Because that means there's more white women that have done this before, because you said it with
learned
such
it from somebody.
Certainty.
Right.
I don't know. All I've got to go to is this, honey. So do y'all have conversations like this on Sunday? Right? That's how I felt. Right. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah. And I also have seen, again, and that's just that particular shit, but I've seen women in the wrong. I get so angry. The biggest conversation that I have, the biggest ick that makes me mad, is when women try to use their kids against men. The man's kid too. Right. And then we they manipulate and doing all this, and you're using a child to manipulate a situation, and a dad who's supposed to be able to be in a child's life, and you're not allowing it because of how you feel or what it's like. I don't like that kind of stuff. I want us to do better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because right. I want us to do better. I don't like those things, because when it does, and again, they're all different. There's nothing is combined and holds hands with the next one. You know what I'm saying? They're all different situations. Of course. But when you want to, I'll say this: anytime a woman says I've been Me Too'd or I've been sexually harassed, I want to believe that person. I don't want to have to look at you and be like, is she telling the truth? The first thing should be, are you okay? What happened? Not, I'm going straight to victimize you or wondering what's happening. And that's all because of all the bull crap that goes on, and the lies and the manipulation and all of that, which clouds our judgment when real things happen. Yep. And that pisses me off.
All day?
All day long. All day long.
So Kevin Delane Williams II actually told us that we should look up Darren Sharper. Because he feels that based on Darren Sharper's sentencing, Bill Cosby got off light. Darren Sharper was actually accused of 16 different counts of drugging. He's
so cute.
And NFL star at the time, right? He was a former NFL star.
NFL player, and you're drugging women?
Well,
why do y'all need to do this?
I don't know.
There are so many hoes out there. I mean, it's pardon my French, but all of us ladies know willing hoes that will go and do all kinds of things just to lay down with a football player or a basketball player or an actor or whatever. There's so many willing participants.
Right. Well, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that the mentality of people that are doing this, who are in those positions where you could have anyone. Why would you?
But you always want something that you can't have, right? Always.
Something that you can't have.
If I can, and if I have everything, then I really want something that I can't have.
Right. So in the case of, like, let's say Bill Cosby, this happened 14 years ago. 14 years ago, Bill Cosby is 66 years old.
No
67
kidding.
years old.
Why would you?
At 67 years old, and you're trying to get, this cutie basketball department, lady, and she's fine, and and you want to. Right. You want to. But you're 66. You can no longer go out and get those people that just want to lay, I want that one.
Right.
And then that's the mentality, right?
But you're right, because the power thing is
16 of them, and he got 20 years.
Yeah.
Currently trying to get his sentence reduced, his attorneys and stuff, but he got 20 years apparently for doing 16 of these. 16. That's 16 women that he was like, I can't. For some reason I can't get her, but I want her. Or maybe they want a different ball player. Remember, there's 30 people on a football team, right?
No, I want 22, but not you.
I don't want it. Because I can get to okay, all right, well, I'm still going to have you.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's the mentality. And then if that's happening during the season in every city, I don't know his situation, but during the season in every city, let me see, 26 games, carried a 1. I'm over here this many times, and there was this one time, and there's this one chick, and there's always a groupie that you can't have because she wants your friend.
Yeah.
Maybe 16 times.
Yeah.
Maybe it was all in 1 year. Who knows? Maybe it's all during one season. Who knows? Oh, man, I'm on this kick. Look what you can do, right? You can give one of these, and boom, and then you can hit that, and then you're back on the plane before they even wake up.
How many years he get?
20 years.
20 years.
Again, I don't know his situation, but
I don't either.
Look at how quickly you can amass those kind of numbers if you're just like on one, just 1 year you were thinking, oh, this is the easy part.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it this year. And look how quickly you can amass 16 different charges against you. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so mad at you, man.
So and Bill Cosby got 3.
And he got
3 to 10.
Right.
This guy got 20.
Maybe he can get out early for good behavior.
Bill Cosby, again, because they couldn't charge him for the ones that, the statute of limitations ran out, and he had, many.
If they would have got him 20 years ago, he might have been in jail. He might
still be
in jail. Right.
But that might not have been a Cosby show. Right? That might not have even been one of those if they got him in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or got him in the early 80s,
If they actually listened to women back then.
I'm just saying. So there was that. Let me see. There was another. We talked about the. Oh, and then there was a bunch of outcry, trying to see if they would take his star off of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
No.
Right. So there was calls for that. They were saying, well, what do we do? Could we take his star off the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Because now he's convicted, right? It's not that he's, being just accused. It's that he's convicted, like in a court of law.
But the Hollywood Walk of Fame isn't there because you're a good citizen. Right.
So the idea is the Hollywood, the board or the organization that created and maintains the Hollywood Walk of Fame said no, we don't remove. We have never in our history removed a single star.
Now
These
the
were from
only one that they
accomplishments
did
made
was
up until that point.
Donald Trump. Because
they didn't remove his. Somebody came and
demolished it.
So so the Hollywood Walk of Fame people will make another one and put it back.
Yeah.
Like they're not removing anybody.
Right.
And
they should not.
If you walk up and down that Hollywood Walk of Fame, there's a lot of infamy in there as well as fame.
There you go.
That's part of the history of Hollywood.
There you
in
go.
a sense, right?
Not everybody on there. Like I said, they didn't get the star for being a perfect citizen. They got it for being a movie star or a TV star
or some kind of star.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
So Bill Cosby's star, as you guys can see, is a television star, and they've made the statement that they will not be removing.
And they shouldn't.
His star.
They should not.
Right. So that was.
I'm mad that they be taking the Cosby Show off and the Different World off. Like, don't do that. I still feel like the show should be on. Because how many shows do we watch of other people that are bad individuals?
Well, so now here's what happens, right? If you look at putting that back on, it really only, what's the word? It really only measures what the market wants to do, right? So let's say, for instance, anybody, any cable or any place wants to put on the Cosby Show. Is anybody going to watch? And if somebody does watch, are those numbers enough to sustain any kind of time slot on the thing? So at that point, the stations will then try to figure out, or the networks will try to figure out, do we want to put this on, do their little measuring thing to try to feel it out, and then say, yeah, it might be worth it, it might not be worth it.
And my thing is, when you're talking about the Cosby shows in different world anyway, I mean, it ain't going to be on nothing but TV land. It ain't going to be on nothing but a channel that already plays everything from the 80s and 90s. Because there's certain channels that's all they play is old school
So here's
stuff.
the other thing that you run into, right? Those kind of old school channels also need to appeal to as wide an audience as possible, or they won't get any money.
Yeah, because
right?
they're all
because
old. We've all seen those stuff.
Yeah, exactly, right?
all seen
so
it.
imagine not only playing, being so niche that you're only playing stuff that's minimum 30 years old.
Yeah.
Not only being that niche, but then further niching yourself into also just people that love Cosby and don't care that he's in jail and don't care about the movement that took him there and don't care about. I mean, those numbers keep going down and down.
So
and down
I believe,
and down. So
I
don't
totally
think
believe that people would still watch the Cosby Show, and I think that they would still watch Different World. I definitely think they still watch Different World.
But would they in the numbers
that
are necessary
I don't know.
keep it on the air?
In my mind, I'm thinking they would, right? I think that people would y'all still watch the Cosby Show or Different World? I don't know. Let's look at our numbers right now. But I think that they would. Because even the Different World comes on one of the channels in the morning, and I watch it all the time. Okay. When I see it.
Different World is
exactly.
It's
his,
different.
but it's not his because he's not in it.
He's not
exactly.
in it. I think maybe that's where the disconnect is, right? So would anybody
you don't have
watch?
to see his face.
Would anybody watch Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids? Would anybody watch the Cosby Show?
But
would
I still
anybody
think people will watch Fat Albert,
the Bill Cosby Show that came on CBS
Ooh,
after that? Would anybody watch that?
Yeah.
Would anybody watch I Spy? Would anybody watch?
So D.L. Hughley has a new comedy thing out, and I really like this cat. And people always say, oh, he's too political now, and he does. He literally starts it off, and he's like, he runs down the headlines, and he's gonna give you a joke, running down the headlines. But he said that he was like, man, we are so forgiven when you make a good album or when you make a good a movie or whatever. You can rape that or beat that or whatever. People still making excuses for R. Kelly. People still making excuses for for all of these folks that have done things that if the average person, if he wouldn't have made a good album,
right,
he wouldn't be. And when you it's funny because he puts it in a joke form, but that's real.
But it's real.
It's so real. And when you step back and look at all the people we've given a pass to, because they've done something that we completely disagree about, and if it was a regular person, hell no.
Right.
That's kind of when I go back to Bill Cosby and be like, oh, so you mad at him though, but you ain't mad at
Right. And your cousin Tom. What?
Right. So how you gonna be mad at Bill if you ain't mad at all the other 15 people? Still rocking that guy's music, still wearing that dude's. Oh, but he said sorry. Oh, but he. All right.
Yeah.
That wasn't a publicist move.
Right. And I guess the only other, the biggest difference would also be about being convicted, right?
Yeah,
so if you weren't convicted, then you could also. Oh, I was saying Cosby Marathon was on TV1 yesterday.
I watched one episode. One episode.
I have been turned off from R. Kelly since. Yeah, no, I mean that's people will decide. That's the one probably breath of relief that industry, right? That entertainment industry is breathing. And that's that we don't have to decide whether or not to put this guy's stuff on. The people will decide whether or not we got to. Good.
Yeah,
because we could be accused of this, or we could be accused of this way over here.
Yeah.
Good thing that it's up to y'all. Do y'all want to see this or not? TV One said here, and now TV One will say, okay, nobody
watched it.
Never mind.
Never mind. And the thing is that I'm telling you, oh man, it just flew out my head. Crap.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Did I do that?
It's okay. But yeah, I feel you. And you're right. They don't necessarily have to make the decision. And I guess when you're right, when they do put something on, it almost says, are you saying you support something or you don't? Because everybody has their own thing in their head. So they'll be like, oh, TV One's playing, which means they support Bill Cosby, which means they don't like women, which means they haters, and I'm never watching TV One again. Like that's the line of thinking. Yeah.
But honestly, so
yes.
Yes, or is it a money grab?
Right.
Yes, or right? Are you saying that you don't have to connect the work with the man anymore? Like, this is still great work as a personal. He's a garbage person, but the work is amazing. So we're giving you permission to disconnect the two. Yes, I don't know the answer, right? There's so many possibilities. There's so many different things that it could be. But, is it valid? Are your feelings valid when you look at it and say, oh, so TV One is running a Cosby Show marathon on the day that he's being sentenced after being convicted? How do I feel about that?
Right.
Your feelings should be as valid as the person that says, oh, no, but this just means that I can appreciate the work without having to care about the guy. Maybe because, I don't know, Felicia Rashad and Denise, look at all the characters that made up that show. Yes, it was called The Cosby Show, and yes,
but there was a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of people, a lot of lessons,
that we love.
A lot of things that are also in there that we love.
Now, let me tell you.
Even if you remove that, okay, Claire Huxtable,
Claire Huxtable rocks, okay?
Right.
And we're not going to take nothing away from Claire Huxtable. She freaking rocked. And it's so funny because I was actually thinking, watching D.L. Hughley, I come on my comedy thing, right? And a lot of comedians have their back in the day stories. Well, my back in the day story, every time I say it, I always say, it's like the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Pause. Before, after the Cosby that's today, now it's like, even saying it, does that make you say, so your daddy was, no, he was like the TV Cosby Show, not the man.
It was like the Cosby Show.
Not
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
The Cosby
Right.
Show.
But that was my life. And so even when I say it out loud, I don't want it can't be tainted to that because I had a very good life. And I felt like, I don't know. It's so much. I feel, Bill.
It's hard, man. Like, I'm trying to, as we sit here and even talk about it now, and guys, that we prepare quite a bit before we come on the show, and we're up really, really early in the morning. No matter what she says, she wakes up at it. No matter which time she says she's going to bed, we're up late at night, and we're trying. What time we say we go to bed? We're up late at night, and we're trying to just make sure that we got our mental game right for when we sit here and we talk about these things. And I can honestly tell you, even after almost 24 hours, I am not prepared. I do not know how to think about this, let alone how to feel about this, let alone what to think. You want to separate that, right? But all the things that keep running into my mind, how pivotal, because I was a TV kid. I loved, and being in this industry is really just a natural progression for me personally. If I could just take a moment to talk about myself. Being in this industry is just a natural progression. From the moment some of my earliest memories in life was watching television and being awed as a little Zay, just sitting in front of a television like, wow.
Right.
Like, I can't believe that I'm watching this. Or I can't, being inspired by the colors in Sesame Street and Bert and Ernie, whatever you thinking now. I was like, yes, I love me some Ernie and Bert. Take the stick out your butt and whatever. Like 1 year old, 2 years old, just being enthralled, and that stayed with me throughout life. And when it came to the Cosby Show being on the air and then being on TV Land and all that stuff, it really, really, really integrated itself in everything that I watched, which was part of my life. Like everything that I watched became part of my life. And so now it feels like it feels like a very difficult task, almost insurmountable, to take soap and water and a rag to that whole part of my life and go like this.
And I don't think you
take
should.
Take an eraser to it and just be like,
I don't think you should, because I mean,
is
honestly,
it that tainted though?
No,
that's the thing.
Because
right?
here's the thing: the life is of ups and downs, goods and bads, and everything. And I feel like if you took out Cosby like that, you would literally have to go back and take out everything else. I mean, we are fans of people who are drug addicts, dealers, beaters, all kinds of things. All the music we've listened to, you would have to erase the 70s. All of them was men, the 60s, you know what I'm saying? They was all beating up. Ray Charles was whooping on his wife, you know? So we got to take away our music.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? Because,
no, you're right.
Because
I mean,
if
but
that's
with
the
some
case...
some of these guys, okay. Like
but
with
you
some of
can't
these
get- but
guys, you know, right? It's like, all right, I knew going in that this dude was like this, or
right.
this lady was
now,
like
you would
this.
feel like we're deceived,
But, yeah,
but
we
I
feel like we're
didn't
deceived.
know. I mean, of course, I'm younger, so of course, when Ray Charles, but still hearing most of the stuff I learned from their documentaries,
Right.
that we're just now watching,
Right.
So that means we would have to erase them. I'm still gonna say you got to erase Dr. Dre. I don't care if he apologized or not. He got 3 women under his beaten belt, so where that at? You know, you're going to have to erase people, a lot of stuff that makes up how we grew up and who we are and all of these things. And if you ain't going to do it for everybody, you can't do it for Bill.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. It might be disgust. His might be more, oh my God, it's all these women. But still, being in the business, and I'm the one that's going to be the first one. I'm not saying that I'm going to accuse the woman or ask the woman first, but I'm going to check the situation because I done seen how these hoes work.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be the first one.
I take umbrage to hoe.
Thank you. So I need to look. I need some prior conversation. I've heard women plot and plan to try to get pregnant by a basketball player.
Right.
So I don't put it past a female
to
put
does.
themselves in a situation.
I think though that we have to keep it in perspective though. Just because those people exist, we can't lose sight of the fact that these people exist too. Right?
Exactly. So both
let's
of
not
them.
minimize.
We can't minimize.
We can't minimize an accuser.
But we also can't just erase one.
No, you're right. But I'm saying we can't minimize an accuser by using that kind of talk too, like by saying, oh well, I know a lot of hoes that are like this and what have you, right? But that's also minimizing the pain, minimizing the accuser, minimizing the feelings, minimizing the crime.
Ooh, let me tell you this.
We can't do that, right? So,
some guy had said that because again, we have to talk about we have to also think about personal circumstances too, like what we've been through. So one guy, he was very much like that. He was like, well, no, because these women are scandalous and boom, boom, boom. And he went off on the women. Yeah. Here comes everybody on his ass, right? But what they did not know is that he was accused of rape by a woman and she lied. He lost his job.
Okay.
He lost his, all of these things and then when it was proven that she lied, she didn't go to jail. She didn't lose her job. She didn't lose her friends. She didn't lose her respect.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
All it was proven that she lied, and his good is that he doesn't have to go to jail, but he doesn't have his job. His friends are looking at him crazy. People are like, did he do it? Did he not?
Even though
he did not do it.
That he didn't do it.
And it was proven that she was lying. But that wasn't the big headline. So for him, he's looking at all women.
The scandal is the headline, and that's not enough of a scandal.
And that's not
to overshadow.
And for him, now because of his personal stuff, he's looking at all women scandalous because of what happened to him. And I ain't mad at him. Because you done lost everything because someone freaking falsely accused your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, and I go back to the fathers and the child support and stuff, like men who have to pay child. Do you know in Oklahoma, the man doesn't even have to be in the room. All they have to do is say, this is the daddy. They don't have to have no proof. And that man has to pay child support until lawyers and this and that could take years, right? Unfair. So when people have dealt with that, they have a different
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
know.
I'm just, again, there's so many emotions and so many sides of things. Can't minimize nothing. Can't forget about nothing.
Right.
Gotta look through. I mean, we have to be more than just surface on it.
Yep.
Because it goes deep.
You're right. It goes deep. It goes deep. And that just, I know it's like telling you to eat your vegetables, right? I know that it's like, I heard somebody say that yesterday. I know it's like telling you to eat your vegetables, but you gotta see who's talking. You gotta read further than the headline, and you have to know who the author is of every statement that you are going to internalize, comment on, or try to feel some way about. Right. All of them.
And that was the best. I love that. I've thought about that ever since you said it. Look, if you see something written, see the author. Then do some research on the author. Right. And you'll understand where that came from. You can't just take it
at face value. What if he's insane?
What if he's the biggest liar ever?
What if he's the biggest liar ever?
And has been convicted 12 times for lying.
In a little bit of Cosby-related,
a
little bit of Cosby-related stuff. So Jeffrey Owens, if you guys don't recall, Jeffrey Owens
Trader Joe's.
So he played Elvin,
the husband.
Kelvin is temperature gradients. Anyway, so
Elvin. Kelvin he works on the run. He's on mandate.
Well, there you go. It is also, not only is it a color temperature, but it is also people's. So Elvin, from the Cosby Show, Jeffrey Owens, was told months ago, apparently, that by Nicki Minaj, or she announced grandly on some air that she was going to send him, $25,000 as a gift, to help him get back on his feet or do whatever after all of the Trader Joe's talk, him working at Trader Joe's and then eventually leaving Trader Joe's because he felt like he was the story and bringing weird vibes or to the
workplace.
To the workplace. So he ended up leaving Trader Joe's. Subsequently, he was given a gig by Tyler Perry, one of the many hit TV shows that he has. Well, as that time continued, there were a lot of questions about, where's his money, Nikki? You didn't send that money, Nikki. Like, you said you were going to send this man $25,000 and months went by and it never surfaced, right? So it's one thing to say, yet another thing
Nikki
to actually write the check.
So Nikki said she was going to give $25,000 to him?
That was the idea way back, right? So according to TMZ, Nicki Minaj finally made good on her promise to send former Cosby Show actor Jeffrey Owens $25,000, and he immediately paid it forward.
Into the chair.
And so he wrote, "I would like to give this donation of $25,000 to the Actors Fund in memory of the late, great Earl Hyman, who played Cosby's father, Russell, on The Cosby Show." If you guys remember him.
I do, yes.
Who lived his last many years and died at the Actors Home that's funded and run by the Actors Fund. He said, "I'm extremely grateful to Nicki Minaj for enabling struggling actors to continue pursuing their dreams." That's what he told TMZ.
That means
so
Tyler,
he got the money.
Look, that means Tyler Perry gave him a nice little contract.
Perhaps, but it's also one of those things like, would you take it?
Hell yeah.
Look, I went out. Let's say I'm in that situation. I went out and got an honest job. I don't, I'm raising my kids. I'm showing my kids that this is how you move, you pivot. I'm still working, but I'm still working here too. I'm still acting, but I'm still doing this too, and I need to make ends meet. Like any actor, if you guys know actors, actors in LA.
Yeah, they wait tables, they bartend, they
yeah,
do
but no, I'm
jobs.
talking about like even after doing it.
Oh yeah.
Let's say you don't do it. Some actors will get unemployment checks. Some actors will go out and get jobs and odd things, and until the next thing. It's not about changing careers. It's not about making it or not making it. It's, I'm an actor. Right now, there's no role. As soon as the role comes up, then I will leave my job at Trader Joe's and go do the role. And then as soon as the money dries up, then I go back to grinding. I mean, this is, how you survive as an actor in Los Angeles, New York, or, San Antonio, right? So somebody sees that you're working at a job that maybe you should feel is demeaning.
Right.
Why? Well, because you were
on the Cosby Show, yeah.
You're world famous. Everybody knows you.
Yeah.
How are you working at Trader Joe's? I don't see anything wrong with it.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna send you 25 grand so you can try to get back on your feet, or you can stop that little Trader Joe's thing. I'm not saying this is what Nicki Minaj said. I'm just saying the attitude, right? So you can stop that little Trader Joe's thing while you continue to try to grind, while you find your next role. I don't see any problem with what I'm doing.
Right.
Okay, so the check came. What are you gonna do with it? Send it back? You know what? I'm just gonna give it to the actors.
Now,
here you go.
Again,
because there's nothing wrong with what I was doing.
Yeah. Now, if I was good,
I'm not poor.
Right.
I'm working. Right. I have 2 arms, 2 legs. I'm out there. I'm grinding, and I did not see any indignity in my job.
What was happening?
I didn't see that. The world did.
I'm with you.
I did not.
Yeah, and I'm totally with you with that. Like, I'm totally with you with that. But if somebody sends me $25,000, I'm probably gonna keep it. But
that's what you want to do.
But
I don't blame him. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, Actors Fund.
Because he also donated to something that he was in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe at some, because I'm assuming he donated that because he might have felt like, okay, I'm an actor. I can't get back into acting. What am I going to do? Let me go over here. So there might have been a struggle of where he was going to work after the fact. Because that's usually what you donate to.
But here's the thing, right? He never, in his accounting or his account of what was going on, he never said I couldn't get back into acting.
No.
I was between gigs, right? So I've been on this, I've guest starred on this, I've been on Law and Order, I've been on all this other stuff. I'm not working right now. I just
went to Trader
Joe's real quick.
Absolutely.
So I can get a check every week and show my kids that there is no indignity in work, no matter what kind of work there is.
Is that what he said though? Because
he was proud. He was like, "Yo, I'm working. What's the problem? I don't see an issue working here after being on television. No. I don't see he didn't see an issue.
No.
But the rest of us look at that as like, like a grand fall. And he's like, I didn't fall anywhere. I'm a working actor.
And I love Trader Joe's. Have you ever been to Trader Joe's? It's awesome.
Trader Joe's is cool. But that's not the point, right? So if you're bagging groceries at a grocery store, no matter what grocery store it is, you know, some people looked at it as being a fall from grace. And he's like, no, man,
and like I said, he also got a gig with Tyler Perry. So I know that came with if somebody sends you money and you don't need it, you usually donate it or put it to something that you have a passion for, right?
There might be a pride that comes along with your life that you're like, you know what, this is charity.
I will tell you
and
this.
I'm good. I will give it to actual charity because I am not.
Because I'm not that. Right. I'm not. Because I will tell you this. You just being on Twitter talking about, oh, I must send you 25. Who is you, Nikki? I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see it that way too. Where the ego pops in, right? Maybe. Like you just gonna put on Twitter how you gonna send me 25 and like like you said, like I'm doing bad. I'm fine with my world. You ain't gotta social media this to put, because some people might say that you do that Nikki could have done that just to make herself look, oh, look at me, I'm donating money and I give scholarships and I help poor people. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, or she might have actually felt, see, this is the thing, right? So,
but if you really feel bad for somebody, why does it gotta be on social media?
Saying this is not about. You don't have to. Nobody's saying that doesn't have to be a negative side to what happened, right? So there doesn't have to be hate towards Nikki because she looked at him like whatever. There doesn't have to be, right? So maybe she felt some type of way. Maybe Elvin was her favorite character. We don't know. Maybe she was just like, oh my gosh, what? Yo, is he doing badly? Maybe she's asking her people. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to give him some money. Let me send him a message. Tell him I'm going to send him something. And then good, boom. And then you're going to be good. And then I'll do whatever I can to help. That doesn't mean that she had any negative kind of intent or whatever. And that doesn't mean that we have to hate on Nikki. Her response to him donating the money was like, good. I'm happy to be part of
the whole transition.
The whole cause. She said, I'm happy to be part of a great cause. I wish Jeffrey much success, and I want him to know how loved he is. Rest in peace, Earl Hyman.
Oh,
boom.
That's beautiful.
So there doesn't have to be negativity connected with this.
Right.
It was just she made a gesture. It took a while for the money to get there, which was part of the story as the weeks have gone on. But finally the money got there. He took it. He was like, "But I'm not the charity, so you know what? Let's give it to these guys.
An actual charity.
Let's give it to a charity. Everything's good. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's move on."
I like it.
You know, and that's a little bit of inspiring Cosby Show
I like it.
news this week.
So Nicole was saying how she was disgusted by the fact when she found out in college I had a roommate and her best friend who would sleep with guys. Weeks later, state that they were pregnant by providing an ultrasound to get guys to pay for abortions, which was at least $250 to $300 per pop. As an 18-year-old transplant in Dallas, this shocked me to no end. I had friends that did that too in college. Yeah.
So they would take. Let me get this right. So they were getting money.
Yes.
From guys they slept with.
Yes. For
abortions that they never needed or had.
Right.
By using a fake ultrasound, saying, "Look, you owe me. You know, I'm gonna get this
I'm
aborted.
pregnant. I went to go look. This is what's happening. I need an abortion." And I know friends that did. I went to A&M. I know people that did that at A&M. Yes.
300 just to get $300.
Yes, that's 300, and that just depends because most guys don't want to go.
That's a calculus textbook as we spoke about yesterday.
Right. Okay. Forget plasma. I'm just gonna go tell him I'm pregnant. That's basically what that is. So the scandalousness of it. So like that literally says there's always somebody who's got a friend that's pregnant, right? That actually is having the baby. So they'll go and they'll keep the ultrasounds from their friend who is happy about their kid, and they'll keep them. And then they go from there and literally, I'm pregnant. I need you to an abortion. It's $400. Most guys are like, oh my God, here. So they don't even know how much it is. Whatever. I've had friends get up to $500, and they're not my friends. Sorry, people that I knew get up to $500-$600 for an abortion because they claim to be pregnant and they use somebody else's stuff. Yep, scandalous.
Oh my God.
Like I hate when women do stuff like that because we are victimized in a lot of different situations, right? And so it's like, oh my God, but you got to know, man, there's some women out here not doing right.
Okay, so you know what that, right? It blew my mind, and the explosion has let a jewel drop into my brain. I look at it like that. Has uncovered a jewel in my brain, and here's the jewel, right? And this is, I think, with a little further reflection, I think this is how I'm gonna move forward with this, and perhaps suggest that we all kind of do the same. Okay. And the way I'm gonna move forward with this is, I'm going to remove. I'm gonna remove gender from the movement.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with males and females. It has nothing to do with men and women. It's all about power, opportunity, and abusiveness. Yes. Right? So it doesn't matter that the person being abused is male or female. Right. The person is being abused. Right. It doesn't matter that the abuser is a male or female. That person is an abuser.
Yes, right.
And I think if you
take out the gender.
I think if you take out, I'm sorry, I'm formulating it at the same time to make sure, got to feel it all out. But yeah, if you remove the gender, still the movement is pure.
Absolutely.
Not saying that necessarily the Me Too movement, but the movement towards sanity. Right. The movement towards a peaceful coexistence. Like you're a person, I'm a person. Like let's be reasonable
and we're not gonna purposely do things to harm each other.
Harm each other. Thank you.
And manipulate each other.
No matter if you're a man or woman.
No matter what color you are. No matter where you're from.
I'm sorry. Man, woman. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Man, woman, or the other
the green
49 things that Facebook says you could be. We'll take that.
No, I'm not making fun of it.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying.
Blank sexual.
50 plus things that you can be on Facebook. No, take all that stuff out of the equation, and it's still about people hurting people or people not wanting to be hurt by other people.
Absolutely.
So let's keep it there.
So before we get out of here, we had someone walk in the door. So there is an event.
We always have somebody.
I know. But they actually came to speak, and it's not. It's 9:52. So before we leave. I want to tell you about a fantastic event that's happening on Saturday. Okay. Will you hook up this thingy, these commercial ads we be doing for folks? them commercial ads we be doing for folks.
What is happening right now?
BSG.
Oh, I got you. Gotcha.
All right, so don't go anywhere because we have a fantastic individual that's in the building, and she is a beautiful singer. La 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 la. Me 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 me.
Okay, calm down. I don't.
You don't think that my singing was great?
I love your singing, girl. I'm just jealous.
We are going karaoke.
My problem is that
I
I'm
keep
a
on
jealous
saying it
individual.
because I want you to be prepared fully. We're going karaoke.
You told me we were going karaoke yesterday.
I know, but I knew that you
But then
couldn't
you also
go.
told me it was 5 p.m. and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like, how are we?
How am I gonna find a 9
Who's
a.m.?
awake at 5?
I need a breakfast karaoke. Can I get that so that way he's awake and available?
Yes.
Can I 10 a.m.
Breakfast
karaoke spot? We'll drink
10 a.m.
mimosas. I mean,
we
we're
want to
not
do
going.
this on the air.
Oh, we're gonna do it on the air.
We have to do this. Who's the audience? Like, it can't be just.
Yes.
I mean, because you could play a song and we could sing it to each other.
That
but
would
unless
be
there is
awesome.
an audience, how are we going to have karaoke with no audience?
Oh, we're gonna do breakfast karaoke. It's going down.
Breakfast karaoke.
I'm gonna need 5 people to come out and get ready to karaoke here.
It's hot, and weather conditions are not going to get any better. Bills have basically doubled. But what?
Nika just tried to kill
That
us.
was so loud. Okay, switch it. Let's get this going.
Let's face it, it's hot, and weather conditions are not going to get any better. Bills have basically doubled. But what if I told you I have a way to save energy and money while protecting your family? This is your girl, Miss Nika, and your solution is Builders Systems Group, or BSG. Take the guessing out of saving energy and let your home act for you. Now picture a thermostat that is so smart that based on your location, activity, and even weather conditions, it can dial down to an energy-saving temperature when you leave and begin to readjust to the perfect temperature while you're on your way home. And guess what? I can get you that system for free. And that's not all. How about alarm monitoring as low as $14.95 and affordable monthly packages to turn any home into a smart home, keeping you, your kids, your family safe, monitored and controlled right from your cell phone or your smartwatch. So how do you get this free smart energy-saving thermostat? Well, first, you gotta call 210-877-1222 and tell them Miss Nika sent ya. BSG, making home automation simple.
You put your number on this paper, cause I would love to teach you how.
Yeah.
At you when I come off
Holla at
tour.
you. Who was that?
Jay-Z. Are you kidding me right now? You would know if it was Creedence Clearwater Revival.
No, I probably wouldn't know that either.
You would know if it was
Say
Olivia
Rock.
Newton-John.
Probably.
See?
If it was a Grease episode 1, movie 1. That's my song. Those are my
Oh,
jams,
yeah,
girl.
the first one was better.
That's
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's,
man, we just met.
yeah,
She knows because she's a singer.
Oh.
That's Valerie.
Hi, I'm Zay Zay. Nice
exactly.
to meet you.
So Valerie is here. She is a beautiful songstress. And how long have you been singing, sweetie?
Since before I could talk, but
Yeah.
professionally since '94.
Since 94.
Yes.
So she's saying, Mommy, I'm hungry.
Actually, I used to sing like the alphabet song, but with the word no, because that was my first word, because I heard it all the time.
Yes. Oh, how funny.
No, 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 no. That was my first song. Yep, that was it. Made it up myself. First song I wrote.
She said, made it up myself.
Yeah.
Made it up.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Hashtag
you.
infringement. Hashtag don't do that.
So, right. So you've been just doing professional and singing, and you have a band? Or do you sing with bands? How does that work?
I'm actually a freelance artist, so I just sort of, when a band needs me, like the regular singer, or for once they need a girl singer, they'll call me and I'll just
call
go
you in.
show up. And I've been doing the freelance thing pretty much since '94. I've really never had my own band, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
So, but sometimes it's a mixed bag. Sometimes I want to have a band, but then I see the struggles of people who have
Right,
bands, and
right.
and so I've never got brave enough to actually put a whole one
I
together.
mean, it's hard to rehearsal times together
Yep.
and this stuff and booking gigs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's because people work. We still you a musician and
Yeah.
you have a regular
Well,
job.
and also if they're good musicians, they're already employed. Hello,
Exactly.
they're in. I don't blame them for staying with a well-established band that they've already
Yes.
been in. They know
Yes.
there's money coming in, so I can't blame them for wanting to stick.
Isn't
to
that the
that.
truth though? Because and I always say that people are like, oh, well, Nika, you can't find. I'm like, baby, people who are good are employed.
Yep. They are. The best
and,
ones
and I'm
are.
not saying anything else, but if they're not, it's more than likely I'm going to have to teach them.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, literally, I say it all the time. I prayed for that when I was like, I want them to know what to do and be available. Lord, only you can do this.
Exactly. And that's
You know
exactly
what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
true.
That's exactly how I feel about this show. I feel like it's been a blessing to have this show, and it's just a dream that I had. I started mentioning it about maybe 4 years ago. I was gigging with some folks, and they were like, "Hey, you do a kind of a Mean Tina. Would you like to do you should do a show? I'd love to do a tribute show." And they go, "Oh, well, let me know because I want to be in on it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sure." You say, how you say, "Yeah, I'd love to do that," but you have no idea where to start.
Right.
Point A, point B.
Right.
Well, enter Billy Ray Shepherd, Deborah
Omawale.
Yes, my
Yes.
favorite woman right now. Oh my goodness, she's just come through
Yeah.
so well for me. And I saw the stuff she was doing for Billy. These cruises and Second Sunday and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just amazing. I said, you know what? If I don't know how to do something, I should just ask somebody else to help me.
Hello. It's someone's lane. It's someone's lane.
Yeah. So sure enough, I called her one day and told her my idea that I'd always wanted to come to fruition, and we had a little consultation, and the next thing I knew, the ball was rolling.
The ball was rolling.
Yes, it's been so awesome, and we had just an amazing rehearsal the other night, you guys. Even I was just almost brought to tears.
You
I
was
was
like,
so
this
yeah.
is gonna be so
I was
much
like, okay, I
fun.
can't cry. I got to keep it together. You can't sing and cry at the same time.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't work out.
very difficult.
I think only Joe Cocker got away with that.
Go ahead.
You are so beautiful to me.
right.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! So what's happening is a Tina Marie tribute at the Joe Long Theater.
Yes.
On Sunday.
Sunday night at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. at the Joe Long Theater.
Yes.
How much are tickets?
They are $35. I think if you go to the box office, they come out to around $36. Ticketmaster got to take its little fee.
Let me tell you something. And you go to the box office. You go to the box office, you just pay $1. That goes to the Joe Long Theater. We love the Joe Long Theater, which is obviously the Carver. We love the Carver. Hello.
Yes, absolutely.
So that is good. You go through Ticketmaster, you're paying $6.57 because that's Ticketmaster.
Yes. The fees are way more on Ticketmaster, but if you got the bucks, hey, do the convenience thing.
Exactly.
But if you're struggling, hey, go down there to the Joe Long. And $36, and it's doable. Yeah.
And it's going to be a great show, of course. And
oh yeah, the lineup of musicians
singing.
alone. I mean.
So Michelle.
Yes, we got Michelle Garibay-Carey of PM Soul, and
Yes.
everybody knows she can not only sing but sang, and she's really, really good. And we have Miss Yesenia McNett from the New Braunfels. She's done a lot of other tribute shows, and so I know she has a lot of experience, and she did great the other night. We were doing a rehearsal as well. The band, though, we got Billy Ray Shepherd. We have his whole crew. We got Andy Walker on bass. We have Roger Thomas.
Oh my gosh.
Just the lineup is just amazing. I'm just so excited.
Amazing.
Yes.
I heard the host is real cute, too.
Yeah, she's super cute. I've heard. And even cuter in person.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Ooh, and she has got an outfit, girl. It screams
I can't
Tina
wait
Marie.
to see it. I can't wait to see it.
Screams it.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So, but very exciting. So you know what else she does, and to me this is the ish. I was gonna say if you go on Facebook and go probably on Deborah Mawale's page, they might have a flyer on there.
Yes.
But singing telegrams.
Oh yeah.
You still do those?
I don't get asked often to do those.
They need to ask you to do those.
I know, those are fun.
Those are, to me, I feel like, what's cooler than someone showing up to your house or your job, busting out a beautiful melody, and having some flowers are there for you, whatever you buy for her to deliver.
Yeah.
And busting out in their favorite song.
Well, it might happen soon. If I just tell Deborah, she'll make it happen. She's
Look,
good.
I'm putting this out there now, honey. You can hire this beautiful lady to show up at somebody's office or whatever and literally, here's their flowers and here's your favorite song singing, and this is from your hubby or your wife or whatever.
No, it is really special to get something like that. And people really, really do appreciate a song. It's so different from just getting a card or, flowers.
Absolutely.
I'll bring all that stuff for you.
I'm just saying, and that's what she does.
And
She, brings all the stuff, and then she brings the song. And
What's the most interesting one you ever did? And do you remember the song?
Most interesting one? Yes, I did one for a lady who her wife wanted to give her a singing telegram, and so she called me, and so I went straight to, I think she was working there. It was inside an apartment, but they worked there.
Okay.
And she was completely surprised by that. And I did My Girl.
Aw.
My girl.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she was just, you know, she was in tears. It was nice to see, you know, when you see people cry, you make people cry. It kind of feels good. You touched them somewhere inside.
Absolutely.
It feels good. That's probably like the biggest blessing of singing is just touching other people's soul with, you know, with music and the song. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when did you know that, like, I mean, you always did, if you've been singing since little, but like when you were like, I want to get on the stage. I want to.
It was in '94, and it was actually a friend of mine because I was in my first year of college in A&M Kingsville. And I was getting all these leads, you know, in the choir, jazz choir, you know, whatever choir I was in, they were putting me up front, you know. And so one of my friends said, hey, why don't you do this for a living? And I said, because I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to do. What do I do, stand on the street corner and people give me money? I don't know, you know.
How does that work?
She says, no, you go sit in with the band and ask if you can sing. And then, you know, maybe they'll offer you a job. I'm like, yeah, right, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But we did. We went to Corpus Christi, which was just about 30 miles from Kingsville, and sat in with the band and said, hey, can you come back next week? Sure. I came back, and next thing I knew, I was hired by a jazz band.
Nice.
So I started out with traditional jazz as my gig. Yeah.
So were you up there?
I do scat at times. There could be some scatting in the show too, because you know Tina scatted on Casanova Brown and all that stuff.
Oh.
And so there's gonna be some good stuff coming out. And yeah, definitely scatting. But you know, just doing traditional jazz was a good basis for, you know, of course, the roots of, you know,
everything
music.
else,
Yeah,
right?
everything else.
Okay, so scatting. I had a friend back in the day. She said that she was going to be a
always had a
professional.
friend.
I got a story, baby, for everything. Because
Love it.
crazy people. But she always used to say, I'm going to be a professional scatter.
Yeah.
Like, that was her joke, right? But in my mind, I felt like deep down inside, she really, because she said it too much. So she would say it, and she'd be like, boop, 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 da, 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 da. She couldn't scat. But it was so funny, because
poor
she'd be
girl.
like, I'm going to be a professional scat. I got to practice. Skeet, 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 skeet.
That is so funny.
And I say, how do you practice the scat exactly? You know, like.
Yeah, you listen first. You listen to instruments because you're basically imitating the instruments.
Okay. Is that
So,
what scatting is?
Yeah,
Is
it
there a
really is.
definition to that?
Yeah, you're listening to the instruments and how when they're riffing and doing their solos and stuff, you kind of, you know, they almost have syllables to them. You can really hear that in a guitar. You know, when you hear a guitar, wow, wow, you know. So there are syllables of sounds that you can assign to certain sounds that come off of instruments. And some people do it quite naturally. Of course, Billie Holiday and, of course, Ella Fitzgerald was like the master of it.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's what it's all listening and then mimicking music, making your voice a musical instrument. That's all it is.
So you can't just like be in the car listening to a Snoop Dogg album and thinking because what are you imitating?
Snoop Dogg album. Let's see. What's my favorite Snoop song? It's something with weed. Something with weed.
You
in
get
it.
the point.
Yeah, right,
You get
right.
the point.
I was just
Can't
trying to-
just be riding around listening to the
Is it
T.I. going,
skitty
but pa pa pa.
Because it doesn't have any instruments in it.
Or unless you're imagining a trumpet or a trombone or some kind of like.
I say
a
anything's
guitar.
possible.
Anything.
Anything's
You're only
possible.
limited by your imagination
There you
and
go.
possibly talent level too. But I'm not going to say too much about that.
I take umbrage, madam.
That was cute.
I take
And
umbrage to the
she said
talent
you're only
part.
limited
hey,
by
just
your
being
talent
honest here.
level. So that's all there is. That's all there is. I like it. Okay, so are you in a mood to sing? Can I get like a little bit?
I hadn't really planned, and I'm not really warmed up. But I mean, I don't see why
Are
not.
you telling the comedian, tell me a joke right now?
I am. I can't because but the thing about it is that we want people to buy tickets to the show, and if they understand how great this woman sounds, even just a little bit,
What's your favorite Tina Marie song
you know.
that you love to sing like at the show?
I love well, gosh, I love all, but Portuguese Love and Casanova Brown are probably two of my favorite. And If I Were a Bell, probably some three of my favorite Tina
If I Were a
songs.
Bell. Okay, so
Well, you want me to just bust out in song
Yes,
right now?
that's
Oh,
exactly-
she has one. Okay.
I'm just wondering. So which one do
You
you want
know
to
me,
hear?
I'm like, yes.
Which one you want to hear?
I just want her to do whatever she wants to do. Just bust out in something.
Early morning whispers to me, I was taken unaware. I remember sunlight creeping in the window over there. The day had promised true love, smiles awaken as we rise Our golden slumbers long gone, only you, God, in my eyes. Now I'll never be the same, 'cause you made me over. If I were a bell, baby, I would ring. Tell the whole world that you are my everything. If I were a bell, baby, you would know that you are my only lover, and it's wonderful. If I were a bell, baby, I would ring each day for you.
Isn't she amazing? Isn't she
Thank you.
amazing? And see, this is okay.
my
This is how I know
gosh,
she
that's
has such.
wonderful.
Well, I've always known she has great talent, but
Yeah.
you know, she's a good singer, so that's why she's like, oh, I wasn't prepared, but boom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I
the
wasn't
range,
prepared, but,
and the, you know
take a
what I'm
little of this,
saying?
take a little of this.
Oh, she's so
Oh
good.
my gosh, that is wonderful.
No, I was like,
Very
just needed
good.
them to see. Someone was like, she just
Very
gave me
good.
chills.
Yes, she
Thank
gave
you
me
so much.
chills.
I just wanted them to see.
So you guys got to see this big. If you guys want to catch this amazing talent live and in person,
This Sunday.
Sunday. This is
Yeah.
after all the church stuff is usually done. You know, even
Yeah.
if you go to church, it lasts 3 hours. It's usually over by 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you're usually done eating the Luby's dinner by 6. Yes.
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
is
so
that your traditional spot?
Luby's, child. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah, Luby's.
My wife took me to Luby's once. It was interesting.
Especially the one off
It's
of
a
Walsham
buffet,
because
right?
it's a
Like,
buffet.
and that's the one I went to.
So the one
Yes.
off of Walsham, and I'm, you know how I do, boo. It might be the black side of town, it might not be, but the one off of Walsham, it's all you can eat.
Okay.
It ain't like that at all the ones.
But gluttony is the one deadly sin you are allowed to do on Sunday.
I'm just
and nobody
saying.
cares.
So you can go to the one on
Encouraged.
Walsham, you go through the Luby's line, you get your little stuff, and then you just, hey, I need some more chicken.
Yes.
And some more fish.
Yes.
And give me some more microphone. Now you go to do that at another Luby's on the other side of town, they gonna be like, I'm gonna need you to get through that line again. And pay for another plate. Like they don't have all you can eat.
Go to the good one, the good Luby's.
Off of Walsham.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say it's the black one,
But we all know
but
the truth.
it's the black one.
Okay. That's the one I went to, and I was like,
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And that Luby's has been there for as long as Luby's has been around. I
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
why
It's been there forever.
they know how to stay because-
Everybody's been to that Luby's.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might not have been, but everybody been to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I
like
love
it.
Luby's rolls. I don't know what it is about Luby's
Oh,
rolls.
yeah.
Oh, they're the
Good.
best.
So good.
Them butters.
You got me wanting to go back to Luby's and find out what all the fuss is about.
Oh, and the all you can eat, I believe, is just on Sunday.
Oh,
I think.
Okay.
I want to say it is. I don't
Got
want
my
you to go.
mouth ready.
I don't want
All
you to go
ready
in
for some
on a
all-you-can-eat.
Tuesday. Right.
I haven't been in a long time, but my
Either.
A1C is down, so I'm happy.
Right. So that's why I was like,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know, but I don't want to tell you wrong. They're going to be like, obviously, you're not from here. That's on Sundays.
Yeah, that's a rare treat. That's a rare treat. Yeah.
Yeah. All the churches have their, like, you know, their annual dinners
Yes.
at the Luby's.
At
Off of
Luby's?
Walls.
On Sundays.
But nothing was like I went to a repast finally in Mississippi.
Oh.
And man, you haven't eaten unless you've gone to a repast in Mississippi.
What
In
is
Mississippi.
repass?
A repast is it's a thing that after a funeral, the feast
The
after the
feast.
funeral,
Yes.
like a huge
Yes.
feast.
Oh, okay.
It's big in the deep
It's
south.
just so
Yeah.
much food.
Yeah, it's amazing food, and you're just
Right.
like
And-
by the end of it.
Right.
But you can't stop once you start. You
Can't
can't stop.
stop. It's great.
good.
You know, but you know how it is when the family comes
Uh-huh.
and everybody bringing a dish, and but
Oh, yeah.
people bring 4
Yeah,
dishes
yeah,
a
yeah,
piece, and
Yeah.
then it's like 4 types of sweet potatoes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
4 types of, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like,
Jenny don't know how to make no sweet potatoes. I'm gonna bring some.
I'm gonna bring mine, right?
That's
and
what
so-
Luby's reminds me of. You know, you
Yes.
just go back and
just keep on going back. You be like, man, and then you go back and get your pack 'em up
Oh,
plate.
oh,
you
the
know,
to-go
and
plate, yeah.
Yeah, just put the little lid on
essential.
there. Essential.
To life.
Yes.
important.
So, guys, please come out and support us on Sunday. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Again, Joe Long Theater, and like she said, the band alone is going to jam out.
Yep.
But as you can see, and that was in the morning with her not ready, and she was lost. So you know how frustrated you are when you're like, oh, I came from the building.
Yeah, I did have a couple of heart palpitations.
You know
I hate
what I'm
being
saying?
late, you know.
Right? It's like,
I hate being late.
Oh, and it's like,
My
I'm trying
pet
to get
peeve.
here, and I'm trying to do this, and a freaking. So she was already like all this stuff going on, and she just busted that out like just a beautiful song.
Thank
It
you.
is.
So
Blessed us this morning. I
yeah,
love
so
it.
couple of things: the show this Sunday, right? Joe Long Theater. Just go to the box office or go online to the website Joe Long Theater. Put in Tina Marie tribute, and it should throw the link up there for you.
Yep.
And if you ever need someone to sit in on a band, or if you're hiring a band, I bet they could call you, and you can find some
I
musicians.
could definitely put together a band. I just don't get
Yes.
requested to do it all the time, you know.
Right.
But I definitely, I mean, anything from my little track gig that I do, you know, at nursing homes, or backyard parties, you know,
Yes.
all the way up to I've sung with orchestras, and you know, I've talked to all those cats. You know, they're totally willing to put together something, depending on your budget and what you want.
And what
you
you
know?
want,
Yeah.
and that's always depending on your budget and what you want.
Yeah.
And just so to educate, because we like to educate folks. Generally speaking, if you hire a band, you have to think about paying about $100 per person in the band, right? On an average. So if the band has 7 members, probably gonna be $700 to book them. On average. So just keep that in mind, because a lot of people are like, I want a band for my birthday, and I want this band, and they got like 8 members, and they're like,
Yeah.
I got $250.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I can get the head singer and the guitarist for that, boo.
Right. Right.
I can get the drummer. You can pick 2
Yeah.
players out of, you know what I'm saying, out of the group.
And we've been getting a bill, which is, you know, $100 bill per gig, like since the 90s. So like our pay really never goes up if you think about
Now
it.
that is
unless
so
we can negotiate
true.
it, you know.
And that is,
Pay
and that's why I
freeze.
say the average, because like she said, that has been always been the thing.
Yeah, it's like-
so
yeah.
in all actuality, if you're a musician and that's what you do full time, you're looking at $200-$300 a gig. I know, you know, Joe Posada.
Mm-hmm.
And so Joe Posada, he's a Grammy nominated winner and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff here in San Antonio.
Yes.
You call his bud, he'd be like 1,800.
Uh-huh.
And there's
Oh,
only
yeah.
4 people in the band.
Oh yeah. They're making sure they get paid, you know.
Yes. And with that Grammy nomination and winner behind it, and of course he's been in San Antonio for a very long time.
Yep.
So like I talked to him, he's like, oh Lanika. We used to always we had a night at KTFM. Oh, I'm gonna hook you up, girl. Yes, I'm gonna hook you up. It's only gonna be $1,200 for you.
That's right. Yeah. That sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah. I said, and then the hookup, Joe, like, all right, I'm gonna call you next year, boo.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
You know,
like have a savings account just for a band.
Just for that. But, and again, so you think about that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, who's entertaining the crowd for 2 hours or more?
Yeah.
You know, your band, your DJ. It's
Yeah.
not the bartender out there entertaining the whole crowd. They just giving them a drink and they keep it pushing.
It's a specialized skill, and these are people who have been working on this skill and art for like probably since they've
All
been
their
kids.
life. Yeah.
You know, if you count all that in, it's way less than minimum wage. I mean,
Way
we really do it
less.
for the love of it. You know,
Yes.
even if you're generous with them. You know, so you know,
Yes.
definitely always appreciate your artists.
Please,
Definitely.
and tip them when they're
Show
up on
some
stage.
love. Yes,
Go
definitely.
up there and grab, throw $2 and $3 and stuff.
Yep.
Especially
It
if
adds
you see
up.
especially if you see a band with more than 8 people, be like, Lord, they probably making 25 cents tonight.
Yep.
$25 a
The
piece.
tip
tonight.
jar is like our gas money. You know, we
There
always
you
look at that as
go.
the gas
There
money.
you go. So just to be knowledgeable about it, I feel like when you don't know, you just assume
Yes.
that the club is paying them or this is happening, but
Yeah.
it's still very difficult. It's hard for a club to pay a band,
Right.
in itself, because if y'all ain't there, if I gotta pay a band $800 and only 20 people show up,
Exactly.
I hate to make the door cover $50 a piece.
It is a risk. It's a
It's a
risk. You know, and
risk.
I found that out. I mean, my show is. This is one of the. This is the first show that I've ever taken the
Oh,
risk on. You know, just
yay.
doing it all myself. And
Yeah.
you know, like I stand to, you know, gain the most, but I also stand to lose the most.
That's right.
So
That's right.
the only reason my husband and I, my husband agreed to do it, he goes, you know what? It's your passion. This show has been a passion of
Absolutely.
yours and something you wanted to do. So, you know, you really have to do it for the passion and then let
And
the
then
chips
you'll
fall
get-
where they
and
may.
then you'll get the lessons.
Yes,
right?
you
And
get the
enjoy
lessons, and then
that
you build and you grow from there.
There you
And
go.
but I absolutely, you know, am excited about doing the show, even if, you know, if we have, you know, but ticket sales have been pretty good.
Yeah.
They've been
Alright.
really good. So yeah,
Beautiful,
that's what I've
beautiful.
heard. So I'm super excited. Actually, you know, at this point, I'm just gonna totally enjoy the process.
It. And I like that you said the process, the whole thing,
process, yes.
right, from the beginning to the
Yes.
end, and remembering that this was once just a thought,
Yes.
and now we're about to be on stage.
That's right. It went through, making the charts. We had to have the charts made. There's a lot of little steps that people don't know, and to getting all the musicians together. Somebody finds out, oh, I can't do it because so and so in my family's sick, and it's stuff. Life happens. Life happens. Right. But we finally got our crew nailed down. So it's fantastic.
I am so excited for you, and congratulations on this being your first official show.
Thank you.
Like you said, she's like, I've just been jumping in on other people's shows for the last, since 94.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This is your stuff. This is y'all are jumping in on my stuff this time. I love it.
It's a wonderful feeling. I'm 51. It's about time. I paid my dues.
Yes, and how is your husband and family doing?
Oh, my husband and family are doing great.
Because she just recently got married.
Yeah,
I got married years ago.
Yeah, 2016. The cat lady finally got married. And there is hope out there, cat ladies. He's the one for me. Who's just so compatible and so evenly matched. And I unfortunately lost a couple of kids. I never had any kids. Yeah. And so I was it was kind of a heartbreak of my life. But at the ripe old age of 49, I got married and inherited 2 beautiful stepsons. Yes. And that's been a wonderful thing, practicing being a mom. Yeah. And it's kind of a little bit of redemption for everything I lost. And it's kind of feel like Job.
Oh, Job! I love Job's story.
Yes, and it all came back, so it's great.
Oh,
Life is good.
I love it. Well, I am very proud of you, my love. I really want to say again, please hire for whatever you need, whether it's a simple birthday, anniversary, beautiful telegram, singing telegram, because those used to be big, like back in the 80s and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to bring it back. Let's bring it back.
And just look for me on Facebook, Valerie Campbell.
Yeah, boom. I was about to say.
I have a public profile and also have my page, Valerie Campbell Public Figure, and it's simple as that. Just type it in, and you see this lady right here.
Yeah, there you go. And then you can just email her and get whatever you need.
Message
me. Of course, tickets for Sunday we can buy right now at the Joe Long box office, or just come up to the door on Sunday and come on in. My prayer is that you come on Sunday, you come to the door, and we're sold out.
Yeah.
But you got the last ticket. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. We've got one more ticket left just for you. That'd be awesome, right? And everybody's still happy. But to keep from that happening, go ahead and buy it early, so that way you're a part of this wonderful
and you can pick
historic event. And you can pick your seat. Yeah. Absolutely. So a couple of things. Follow her page. Put it down for any maybe, hey, I'm having a birthday party, I want a band. Hey, I'm having this, I want this out. She's definitely available for that. Again, singing telegrams, I'm pushing that in there. And then the show on Sunday, all right? So thank you, Valerie, for coming in and blessing us for this last half. I was like, I'm getting a song.
Yeah, right?
You're determined.
I was determined. I love to hear beautiful singing. And it was so funny yesterday. You know how when people, because being in radio, people send you music a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, did you listen to my CD, or did you watch, did you listen to this?
Imagine, yeah.
And so yesterday, somebody showed me a song, and they were like, listen. And it was a hip-hop artist and a singer.
Yeah.
Hip-hop artist was sounding great. That singer came on, and I was just like, And it was funny because, they're kind of like, oh, women are always so judgmental when it comes to other women singers.
It's true. Yeah.
And I said, we either love them or they're
Yeah, but that's why I decided to have a multiple diva show. I'm trying to bring the divas of in the area together.
Yes.
Because gosh, I mean, it's women against the world. I mean, let's band together at least, and and stop hating on each other.
And
but
y'all all sound good, so we're not.
We're not worried about that. I'm just saying though, to support artists, even if they're not your style of singing or whatever,
absolutely.
Support.
And I totally agree. And it was just so funny. But I was trying to explain to him. I said, I don't know, when you hear a woman sing, you want to feel it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You want either you want your hair to stand up, or you want to be able to be like, oh, that's me. That happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But you want to feel it. And if you don't, then it's like, so
right, it's all about feelings. It really is. It really
and I'm like, and to me, I wanted to tell the person they need to let go more in the studio. They're trying to. It felt like they were trying to act like I'm acting too sexy, or I'm trying to be sexy, or what. Man, just bolt that thing out there and give it to us, and then
nothing wrong with that.
Yes, and then the feeling will come.
Exactly.
Good stuff. Look at you. Are you going through all her pictures?
Yeah. He's keeping my profile right in front of me. Now I know what it looks like when a guy peeks my profile.
Yeah. When they stalk your profile real fast. Oh, these pictures.
As long as you don't inbox me and say, "Hey, baby."
Yeah.
We're good.
So basically, guys, I have put the links on the feed. So as you guys are watching, you guys can look over to the feed and you will see a link to purchase tickets. Tina Marie Tribute Tix. It's actually a Bitly site. You can also find the link to Valerie's page, and you can find the link to the flyer that shows you all the information for this weekend.
Good.
Yes, I am. And then they call me a stalker.
I didn't actually use
trust
that word.
none of you people anymore.
Give me a hand.
That's a callback to an earlier conversation.
Grab
We
his
like to
hand.
pray at the end of every show.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do
I love
mind
you
joining
guys.
us?
All right. Dear Lord, thank you so very much for waking us up for another day and giving us another opportunity to uplift the kingdom. We just send great blessings and vibes and energy over to Valerie today and for her show this weekend. We pray for a sold-out crowd. We pray for an energetic room. And we just pray for all the success that we know that you can bring to us that night as we do a tribute to Tina Marie, but just really open the doors to a dream, to a passion, which you put into people, Lord. And we'll finally get to open the doors to that this Sunday. So please put all the blessings and you just be all over that thing. Give us traveling grace today, and let's keep joy in our hearts, knowing that all things are possible through you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen,
Amen.
amen,
Thank you,
and
Jesus.
Amen.
Absolutely.
There it is. There it is.
Don't forget to pick up an Observer. Those are out. We have some here at the Hub. Grab you an Unlock magazine. Make sure you pay your $10 to get in the Unlock magazine. Voting for the One Awards is happening. I have got to change the voting platform again, because apparently it only lets you vote so many times and it shuts certain things down. So the minister category and the youth category are shut down because it's gotten all the votes that it could possibly get already.
Okay.
So I've got to go back to that, back to the drawing board. I'm going to count all the votes that we have from that one and then go and start another one, and you can continue to vote for the next 30 days.
I'm feeling disenfranchised, Nika.
I mean, I am like, what's going on?
I'm feeling like my vote's not counting, Nika.
And you know I can't do
Fix
that.
my
Everybody's
vote,
vote must count. I'm just saying we can't. Oh, the president's gonna be, but we still got 2 million more votes to count.
Oh well.
Welcome to
Face
America.
palm, yeah.
Right. So yes. So all of those things, just keep it locked, keep following. We love you. Keep it.
Yeah, keep it sexy.
Keep
it clean.
And
keep it classy.
we love you.
We love you. Mwah. Kissy face. We'll see you tomorrow.
We out.
Really know